Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start the cap, and I just want to highlight that if you don't start this right, you'll be doing it over. And we are doing a revolve, but what's different about this drawing is that you have to click Thicken Sketch. If you don't hit Thicken Sketch, the way we're going to draw this, you just have to start over, and it can be frustrating. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just kind of skim through some of the instructions here real quick and kind of get an idea of what we're going to draw. We're going to be using a line, center line, because it's a revolve, and we're going to draw 1, 2, 3 lines. And after you draw these 3 lines, I mean, that is not a closed object. So it will not revolve unless you have hit, prior to starting this, the Thicken Sketch button. And then here are the dimensions that are critical for us. So we got 1, 2, 3 lines in the center line. We're going to have nozzle diameter. The nozzle is the part you would drink out of, so nozzle diameter is 10. We're going to have nozzle height of 15, that's right here. We're going to have cap angle of 15, and that's to a horizontal line to this angled line. Cap height of 10, and the diameter of the cap is actually 53. So we'll go into how do you dimension something with a diameter dimension when it's not all there too. So let's keep this page open like this so we may refer back to it. So we're going to go into Parametric 2.0 and go New, and it's going to be a cap. Click OK, and watch the steps here very carefully. Revolve, and immediately you have to come up here to Thicken Sketch. This is critical. If you do not hit Thicken Sketch right now, you will be starting it over. So Thicken Sketch, and I'll just tell you, if you skim ahead, the thickness of this sketch is 2. They should tell you that right out of the gate, but they don't. And so when it's 8.66 or whatever that said, it's too thick and it looks all funky. So go ahead and put 2 in there, and then you click on what plane you want to draw on. So it's revolve, Thicken Sketch, 2, and front. Okay, and then we go to sketch view like always. Now it should work just fine. So we're going to drop our center line in because we're doing a revolve, so we've got a vertical center line replacing. We're going to go ahead and get a normal line chain, and this is a pretty small drawing, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to go up, we're going to angle, and we're going to come up again, and we're not going to lock the heights together, of the first line and the third line, so we'll just make this a little longer. And then middle click, and then we get some weak dimensions. Now we go back and we're just going to look at this and go, okay, here's all our dimensions on here, page 42 of our PDF. So zoom in and just start dimensioning this. Now the first thing that's confusing is they ask for a diameter dimension of the nozzle. Well, it's like, okay, where's the other side? Can't do diameter. Well, you can. If you have a center line in here, okay, so you had to manually place the center line in there, you're going to go click on the left, click on the center line, click on the left a second time, and then middle click, and you can see, oh, it puts diameter in. This is going to be 10. Now it makes it pretty small. So what you might want to do is just jump to here now and make the nozzle height 15, and you might want to make your cap height 15, or excuse me, 10. I'm in trouble double clicking in there. Come on. Okay, there we go. 10, and then we need a cap diameter again, so we're going to use that same technique. So we're on our dimension tool. We're going to go click on the left, click on the center, click on the left a second time, and middle click, and you can see it goes all the way over to this unknown location for cap diameter of 53. Enter. Okay, now we're missing one more thing, is the cap angle. Now you can't just type in 15 here. That won't be right. It's way off of 105. So what's actually 15 is the angled line down to your horizontal plane. Middle click. That's what's 15. You can see that's a lot closer to 15. You're actually done. That's the whole cap right there, believe it or not. So when you accept this, it will actually revolve a cap around if you hit Thicken Sketch before you started. If you didn't, and now you're finding out you didn't do that, you got to start it over, unfortunately. If you had a number in here that was too big, it might look really funny on here. It might not look right. See, if I type like 9 in here, you see how it doesn't look like anything. Go ahead and change this to 2 if you hadn't done that before. And then the other thing that's going on here is you can toggle through different sizes, and this would be this is 2 units smaller than or inside of our drawing. This is 2 units outside of our original drawing, so it's bigger than it. And then this is one in and one out of the original drawing. So one unit in, or one unit out, one unit in. We actually want the biggest cap here that you can get, and then go ahead and accept it. So there's the start of the cap. Alright, so if you go back to the instructions and you scroll through, alright, what's next? Well, what's next is we're going to do a lip inside. It'll snap over the lip on the bottle itself. So we have to be able to see through the drawing. Okay, this will be called a wireframe view. We have to set a reference inside there, and then we have to draw that same size circle, and it's 7 to the very top with a now I'm looking back thinking that circle we drew before was wrong, but this is going to be actually a diameter of 3, and so we need to go back and edit that bottle at some point. So we have a radius of 1.5 on the circle, or a diameter of 3. So I always read, even me. So we're going to come back to here, and we're going to go revolve. This is just a normal revolve now. And we're going to click this plane right here and go to sketch view. Now we actually have to draw inside the drawing, but we can't see inside the drawing. So what we're going to do is come up to different kinds of ways to look at our drawing. We've been using shading. Well, we're going to go to wireframe, and now it's like, oh, now I can see inside of here and see what I'm doing. So we're going to right click, go to references, and we're going to find that inside edge right there. That's what I need to be able to snap to, and then go to close. We're actually going to put a center line because it's a revolve, so that's going to be centered right inside the drawing, and then we're going to draw that circle in right here, so you can just kind of guess where that goes for right now. And this is going to be a diameter 3, so if you followed the last tutorial, I made it 4. You need to go back and fix that. And we also need a height to the very top of 7, not to the center. So don't just make that 7. You actually have to add a new dimension in. So you're going to go from top of circle to the very bottom of the cap, middle click, 7. Okay, now that should be correct. We're going to cut it in half, trim it. We're going to go from top to bottom, and we're going to go ahead and delete segment. We want to delete this part because we want this little lip sticking out inside the cap. Now it's closed object with a center line. Should be good. Green check mark it. And it doesn't look like a whole lot happened. But when you go back to your shaded view, then let me come back to shaded view and look inside there. It's like, oh yeah, okay, there's the lip, and then accept that. So that should be the end of the first part of the tutorial for the cap, and then we'll get into the grips next.